Today we're going to draw Robin from Teen Titans Go. So let's start drawing his face at an angle. I'm going to draw a curved line down here and then a curved line up on this side. His face today, we're going to make it at a 3/4 view, which means it's going to be slightly slanted. Let's indicate the line for the top of his hair. Okay, and then this is, again, if I was to draw a guideline on this, on the face here, I'm going to do it in pencil, that'd be kind of the center of his face at an angle. So again, I'm going to draw his mask at that kind of diagonal as well. Coming back to that center line. And you can see how this appears to be much smaller in size compared to this. The inside line for his mask. Okay, if I follow this guideline down, that's going to show me where I'm going to put the nose. I'm going to kind of slant it out a little bit and then back in. Indicate the nostril on that side, and then the mouth, I'm going to just kind of draw a curved line like that. Usually has that kind of a mad expression on his face. All right, his other ear is on that side. We don't, again, it appears much smaller in size. His hair is going to come up and some spikes, some zigzag lines come across, and then meet it back down on this side of his ear. Let's do a detail line for his ear, the inside of his ear right there. All right, his neck is going to be right here, and then a line coming down on that side. And I'm going to also make his shoulders in kind of this diagonal, line here, 3/4 moving down. Now, if I was to do the center line again across his face, and then his body is going to kind of be recentered right about there. All right, so his shoulder on this side is going to be here, his shoulder, and then his sleeve. I'm going to make his arms folded across his chest for this particular drawing. Line for his kind of shoulder where it connects there and right there. All right, if I want to connect his arm here, and then his arm is going to be, again, folded across his chest, I'm going to bring a diagonal line all the way up to about here. Slant it up. And this is going to come all the way through because this is going to be his elbow, again, appearing much larger. It's much closer to us from our angle. Side of the edge of his glove here, or the end of his glove. I'm going to bring this up at a diagonal as well. And then this is going to be the top of his hand here that's kind of folded into his his other arm. Now I can show it shows me where I want to put his other arm. So I'm going to bring a line around. It's going to be his sleeve. And now I know his arm is going to be somewhere in this area here, bringing this line all the way down. It's the bottom of his arm here and up. And that's where his elbow is going to be. Connects through because, again, we're making it folded underneath. Before I do that, I'm going to make the glove on this side. Connect it in. And now I can kind of reconnect kind of right here. I know it's going to be the bottom of his hand. And that's going to be the line that's going to be the bottom of his arm coming in. I'm going to connect this. That's going to be where his hand's tucked in there. His sleeve on his other side. Here's his buttons that come across his chest. His clips. Let's make the cape from this shoulder. Again, coming to this center line and then over on this side. Again, this seems much longer in length because of the angle of the body that we're showing the character. All right, and then his cape kind of just swoops around over his shoulder, little detail line for his cape there. Let's move down here for his rest of his body, his belt. Some square shapes coming across. We know the center again is coming through here, so that's going to be kind of the center of his belt. Okay, and then line coming across here. It goes to kind of a thin line to an expanded square shape, and that's going to be where his stomach comes out here. And we'll finish off these lines down here. Can't see too much. This is going to kind of be the end of the page here, where his hips are. All right. Moving up here, I want to just show everybody who he is. Robin. All right. Robin from Teen Titans, one of my favorite DC characters. All right, and then the bottom of his cape, indicating a line that comes out like that. Little detail line there. All right, looks like we're just about through with the drawing. Let's go in and start to add some color here. So I'm going to start with the black, fill in some of that space. I like to work dark to light. So I'm going to start off with the hair. Usually what I'll do is I'll kind of just outline the shape that I'm going to be coloring in, and then gives me a little bit of freedom when I start to kind of color inside of that line, a little less room for error. So I can kind of go like that, and even fill it in a little bit more. Kind of like that. Now in the center, in this space here, I'm going to leave a bit of a highlight. I'm going to leave that kind of open like that. And I'll show you a really cool material tool I have to kind of get that shaded or that kind of highlight area there filled in. All right, let's bring that across. And fill in this space, and using that marker stroke, one line at a time, make sure that all that space is really filled in nice and neat. All right, coming down to his mask. Again, kind of outlining it first, across the bridge of his nose, up there. Fill in this space, on this side. Alright, a little line here for the color of his shirt. And that gets filled in dark as well. All right, coming down to here is the next darkened area. The circle is really important because it makes the R stand out when we add color to it. Dark against light is going to make something really stand out. You can kind of see it already. Coming down to the circle on his belt, that's also dark. And then broaden this line a little bit for the detail on his cape. All right, let's move forward. Let's move on to some more color here. Moving on to the green. I think that would be the next darkest in our palette. Across there. Again, kind of just outlining the shape first. I know I just want to focus on the sleeve, so I'm just going to fill that in first, outlining just that space first, and then moving forward to my next shape. All right, moving on to his other sleeve. Also, as you can see, I work from top to bottom. In a way, I like to kind of manage that, so I know kind of I haven't missed anything, and then I can kind of get a better view of the piece as I move down the work. If you like to work differently, that's fine too. I'm just giving you my preference here. That's his hand there on the top, and the glove right there. Let's fill that space in. All right, and the other part that's green are his pants. So kind of outline that. Okay. By the way, if I don't think I said this before, I'm using a Prisma marker, one of my favorite types of markers, Prismacolor Premier. All right, moving forward, we're going to get into the red of his vest. It's kind of this part here, inside. Try not to get the red on the R because we're going to make the R yellow. The red and green, really nice combo here, really makes things stand out. Complementary colors, important color scheme. Okay, so that's going to do it for the red. Oh, almost forgot the bottom of his shirt. All right, moving forward, I'm gonna go into, I missed a couple of spots with the black here. I know I missed his belt. I'm gonna fill that in. Some shadow area there. A shadow area there, and we'll give another shadow kind of coming around his arm. All right, let's move on to the yellow. Finish up his outfit, his costume that he wears. The R on his shirt there for Robin, and also his cape is yellow. I'm going to use the thicker side of the marker to fill this in a little faster. All right, let's move on to skin tone. Skin tone, I'm going to use a peach color. And for his face. Leaving that centerpiece open in his mask. And this is that other marker I was talking to you about before. It's called a blender, and it kind of will tell us where the highlight's going to be, like that, by adding it a little color in there. We can do that just adding some color in, some shadow values and things like that with this. It kind of is it's a nice tool to have. Put in some shadow along here. And on the side of his arm, let's see, we can kind of fill in that space there. All right, that's going to conclude our drawing of Robin. I hope you enjoyed this from Teen Titans Go. Give it a try.